Pimp hat.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Heart Center Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the journey. And I have with me David from Tarot by the Bay. And welcome to Taco Tuesday.
Hey,
Taco
everyone.
Tuesday. We've been chatting backstage about different things that are going on and whatnot. So yeah, let me just make sure that my phone is tied in the way that it should be because it's been acting up a little bit. And I don't know why. But so how are things with you, David? What's new?
What's new? Work's been overwhelming the last couple of weeks, and just trying to keep up with things. Really feel like they've sped up.
Yes.
The energies are spiking, and I would imagine that folks are going to attribute that to the impending solar and lunar eclipses that are coming up. And if that's the case, I don't think I've ever felt them before, but I'm feeling them now. As no, I'm not. I'm purposely not swearing. But if this went live 10 minutes ago, oh God, it's been, yeah. David's got a potty mouth.
Sometimes you just got to give into it. Really, honestly, you do, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And suffering the human condition.
Yes. Yeah, and there's definitely energy shifts and all kinds of stuff happening. And I'm just, stuff is going to come down this week. I'm just waiting for it. It's like, it's a little bit of anxiety, but a little bit of excitement with a little bit of dread mixed in there. It's like, I just know it's coming. I just don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine's anxiety. I am absolutely. Yeah. And I'm getting overwhelmed. That's just, I was having a yell fest at my computer screen about an hour and a half ago, to the point where the cat got up from his nap to check on me to see if I was okay.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was just reading for the folks in the back. I was just reading some comments, and there's one person who comments on a couple of my videos. And I've called that person out on a couple of videos, and he seems reasonably intelligent, but he looks like he's drunk deep from the QAnon Kool-Aid, and I want to respond to him because I don't want to block people from my channel. I don't want to create an echo chamber, which means you have to tolerate some stuff you don't want to read. But at the same time, to get to a common ground with this person, so it's like, okay, we both agree this happened, and then build up from there, it's exhausting. And I don't want to go through all the efforts because they're just bringing up point after point after point with no data to back it up. So it's just, well, you're wrong and I'm right. And a lot of it's down to semantics. Like the example given was, well, Trump wasn't convicted of rape. It's like, you're right. He was in a civil court, not a criminal court. He got convicted of sexual abuse, not rape. Now, New York has a very strict rape definition, and I'm sure from E. Jean Carroll's point of view, she doesn't care what they called it. She knows what she endured.
Yes.
And when I say rape, it's the colloquial version of the word, not the strict legal definition. But if we have to parse words like that, and the other part was like the Mar-a-Lago boxes. Like, well, I don't want to get into the speculation what's in those boxes. Like, dude, come on. Let's be real here. Yeah, we don't 100% know what's in those boxes, but given everything that's going on, what those were, the circumstances around it, let's take a leap of faith, shall we? Let's go with the 90 to 95% chance that you're right on this one. But it's not convenient for that person. It wasn't convenient for them to surrender that point. Yeah. And that's the problem I come with Trumpers, is that they won't surrender points to find common ground. Because they know it's a trap. They know that if they surrender one point, that they'll have to surrender other points. It's a slippery slope. And the only reason that it's a slippery slope like that is because they're not based in facts. They're based in emotions. And when you start hitting with the facts and getting them to be reasonable, they're out of the wild emotions and getting into the logical part of the brain. And then you pull them out of that QAnon echo chamber and they don't want to leave. So they fight you. They know what's coming. They know what you're doing. Deep down, they know you're right. And they don't want you to be right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for watching the show. That was an hour of me ranting. Please like the show. Subscribe to Marina's channel. Join her membership tour. Join her memberships. Get some tarot readings. Learn some tarot stuff.
There you go. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. 6 minutes. New record. An hour and 6 minutes.
No,
it's the time change.
Yeah, these are all things that need to be said, and sometimes we're trying to be reasonable when maybe what we need to do is just kind of get out there and just say it.
Yeah,
absolutely. Totally.
The part that frustrates me is that it's just and I've made comments about this. We wanted our leaders, the president, we wanted our leaders in Congress to save us, and they won't do it. We turned towards the Department of Justice to save us, and they were not going to do it. We looked to the Supreme Court to save us, and they're not going to do it. We looked to the Republican Party to save us from their extremism that's in their party. They won't do it. We look to Fox News to stop perpetuating the propaganda. They won't do it. And now the left-wing news media is spreading their own version of propaganda. And it's like you're looking around, it's like, well, we're gonna have to do this. Hey man, why the hell do we have all you people in positions of power and authority if you absolutely refuse to do the right thing, which is why we have to do it.
Exactly.
And it's just, the problem is the election is 9 months or 8 months away, and it can't come soon enough.
I know.
I'm impatient though.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're all going to be hanging on to each other, going, "We can do it. We can do it."
Steve, I agree with you. I was watching an interview on the Young Turks talking with some guy who went to like 70 Trump things, like a deadhead would follow the Grateful Dead. And he said all the right things, except he was putting the word Biden instead of Trump in the sentence. So it's like he gets it. He understands everything that's on. But to him, it's Biden and the Democrats that are the Nazis, the fascists, the ones trying to destroy the United States. And it's like, oh, you're so close. Just flip it around. You're so close. But that's the propaganda time that we're living in right now. And it's the gaslighting and the lying. It's so freaking frustrating.
It is. It is. Like my dad used to have an expression when someone was trying to, someone was lying to him, and in his broken English, he would say, "Are you assassination to my brain?" Like, is that what you're trying to do? And I think of him often, and that's what a lot of these people are doing, is they're trying to assassinate my brain, and I'm not going to do it. Not going to do it. Anyway, listen, let me say hello to some of the folks that have joined us. I welcome all of you. And so we've got Connie B is here. Hello, Connie B. Arlene Broughton, Suburban Housewife. McGrill, hello. Clarence Field, Sunflower Down Under. Carmen Tristan. Debbie, it's in the cards. A lot of you guys are from David's channel, so welcome, welcome. Becky Stone. Did I say Jenny Berlin? Sherry, Voices from the Swamp. Hey, Sherry. Laura Hammond Davis. Hey, Laura. Who else? Squatty Odata. Nice to see you here. Rose Blue. Hello, Rose Blue. 2535 Apple. Mama Cat. Nice to see you here. And yeah, Mama Cat actually made made a comment that it's probably the verdict on Fanny coming in this week that's making everyone on edge. Yes. Yeah, that's one of the questions actually that I have is we'll take a look at that. Plucky Heroine is here. Hilda Flores, Diana Hill. You guys, Steve Watts. Oh, Mickey. Hi, Mickey. And I think if I have forgotten to say hello to you, believe me, it's only that I missed it. It's never anything personal. Yeah. Brandy Jensen. Steve McGee.
Thank you, Hilda. Hilda's behaving. She wanted kudos and acknowledgments for it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I know, right? Because I've got a couple of Latinas on my channel that they get spicy with their words, and then they end up in the YouTube timeout bin, and I have to release them out of the timeout bin.
Aww.
Well, if they're not dropping F-bombs or something like that. Usually if there's the word Nazi or F-bomb, I tend not to let it out of the bin. But if it's just other than that, they get out.
Yeah, totally. Diana Hill, Linda H, Jay Soto, Brenda, Danielle Spencer. Hope I said that right. So Alice L, hello. Ellie Robichaud, nice to see you here. And I think that probably is, yes, Kylie Ray. Thank you for being here. So yeah, hopefully we'll do some readings and we can calm each other down. Right? We do need to have that moment of expression where we let it fly. And believe me, there are times when I could make a sailor blush. And I have. It's one of the many services I provide. So yeah, business end of things. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I have David's channel down in the description. So make sure you go over there and give him a like, share, and subscribe. And it helps us get the message out in front of more people, right? Because they're looking for what we have to say. They just don't know where we are because we're not quite that famous yet. You know, we might get there one day, but for now,
Never cigarette.
Yes. Yeah. Hello, Patricia Franzino. And yeah, Steve Watts says, use all this shite as inner growth. Yes, absolutely. So, all right. This was actually one of the things that I had on my list on here. Hey, Book. Nice to see you here. Is Judge Scott McAfee could rule this week on Fannie Willis case. Bonnie Willis. Now, yeah, I really, really, really hope that he realizes that his decision is supposed to be based on fact, not on perception, not on the appearance, but based on fact. So, how do we think he's going to rule?
When I've done readings on this, at first I thought he was going to have her recuse based on the appearances of it, and after she testified, she turned that energy around. It's like, nope, she's not going. Yeah. And then after that, it's like been creeping there. So it really is on a razor's edge of that. So we'll see if this reading can get me any closer to it. But if I waffle, folks, it's really because to me it's that close. and
Yeah.
this might end up being just one of those free will things.
Yeah.
I try to remind myself that whatever decision happens, it's because spirit is like, this is going to be the best way for us to move forward. But that's why I want to be in charge, because
Yes.
I'm tired of the way spirit's doing things. I want to go my full Thanos, and when I snap my fingers, it ain't going to be 50% random people going. It's going to be a very targeted 50%. But I'm kind of the old gods like that, angry old god with human sacrifices and that stuff. What do we have here? We have a victory. That's a good start for Miss Willis. The question I would be asking is, is Fannie Willis going to be staying on the case, or what's the energy around the judge removing the case? Okay, we've got victory. Now, part of this on the low energy, and I'm going to read this both ways. It's the low energy and the high energy. The low energy is pointing out stuff, the look at me card. So this would be like Trump's, like the lawyers trying to point out all the lowbrow stuff. This is not supposed to be Fannie Willis on trial. This is supposed to be Donald Trump on trial. So the low energy look at me is like, oh, look how corrupt she is. You couldn't possibly have a fair RICO case if you have such corruption. But I think it's a victory for Fannie Willis. Let's see what's out there. And there's the judge making his decision. We're going to have a victory. Judge makes his decision, and it's a progression. There's going to be a progressing moving on. How is it going to progress? Does that mean it's going to be progressing without Fannie Willis or with Fannie Willis? We'll see. In the past, we got the Nine of Swords. Okay, this is the nightmare, the stress, the anxiety. Fannie Willis doesn't know how this judge is going to rule. And he could very well take her off the case, a case that she was supposed to be on because of the work that she put on. And maybe, this could be ego, that, this is a case that's really going to make her name for herself. And then all of a sudden, this random a relationship with some dude that does not impact the facts of the case is being brought up, and somehow she's going to be impeached and removed from this case because she had a boyfriend at work. That sounds like an HR issue, not a data collection case building issue. That's not going to be something that goes on appeal and gets this case overturned. But man, Trumpers really want to do that.
Oh boy.
Current situation is Four of Wands. That's the wedding card. It's the welcoming in. Now, again, on the low energy, this could be, take a look at her horrible behavior. The judge is going to rule on her. It's been a nightmare scenario, and he's going to boot her out. That would be the low energy. Right now, I'm looking in this as the decisions being made whether to keep or remove her. And everything so far tells me that it's keeping her. My card off the bottom here. Okay, overarching energy. These next couple cards are going to kind of tell us what's going on. That's nice. Overarching energy is the Empress. The Empress makes sure is it's divine feminine. It's a major arcana. It's making sure that people have everything they need to survive, live, survive, and thrive type of thing. Now, again, on the low energy, this is the lazy, entitled woman. I can have my boyfriend work here. We can charge $1 million an hour for his services, stuff like that. Again, it's like this is how the right wing would put it. The Empress is a great card in this position because it's showing Fannie Willis as taking care of everything needs to be taken care of. Now, this could mean that she's off the case, but if she leaves the case, it's for the betterment of the case.
Yeah.
So they'll take that with a grain of salt. That's not the greatest card. Yeah. Overarching energy is the Six of Swords. Now, does this mean she's leaving the case? Because that's a leaving card, going out of troubled waters to calmer shores. This could also be that once the decision's rendered, we put this thing to rest. Because the whole reason why the judge would even bring this up is, let's address this issue up front before the trial starts. We're going to put it to bed so nobody's out there saying, oh, she's corrupt. If they had just done this, they would have kicked her off the case and Trump would be free. So it's trying to assuage, I think if that's the right way to pronounce it, assuage the general public. Okay, ready for this one? Three of Wands. Well, that's not the most definitive card. Waiting for your ship to come in, waiting for the next thing to come along. How's the judge going to be ruling on this with Fonnie Willis? I would have loved to have seen the Four of Wands here. It's a
Yeah.
step before the Four of Wands. It's the planning. It's the waiting for what's coming next. If she stays on the case, she's on the case and she's waiting for the next challenge to come through. If this is her being taken off the case, then it would be picking the next person who's going to prosecute this case. One random next card. Is she on the case? Yes or no? It looks like they will take her off. If I take the Tower card there as a yes or no card, that would be a no card. So if she is taken off this case, it's because she's trying to make sure that the integrity of the case is being kept on there. This can go either way. Because this could be the decision being made fast, but as a yes or no card, that's a no card. So I would have to say right now, as the energies are, it looks like she would be taken off the case, and I would be okay being wrong with that because I don't think that's fair or right. But Spirit doesn't ask my opinions on these things as much as they should.
I totally, absolutely agree with you. Yes, that I said the McAfee should be making a decision based on fact. The fact is, whoever she sleeps with, I don't care, unless she was sleeping with the other side's lawyer, and they were sharing secrets about the case. All right, then I have a problem with that. But otherwise, I don't care who she's sleeping with. It has nothing to do with the evidence. It doesn't impact the evidence. The evidence is right there, so that it should be a simple decision. Now, the judge is he is playing a little bit. He realizes how important this is, and he wants to make sure that he gets his name in the history books as well. Okay, so I start off here with the Nine of Cups. The sort of happy prosecutor doing her thing, doing her bit. This is her case. She worked very hard on it. She gathered the evidence, did all the things that she had to. I've got that crossed with Three of Wands, just like, which is, she she presented that case. It is her case. Now, what I get kind of as the best possible outcome is I get justice. So
that's good.
I hope, I think that she's going to be okay, that he may admonish her and tell her, the optics weren't that good, and someone of your caliber should know better. And yeah, absolutely. You know what? You can rake me over the coals, but it's my case. Right. And that she can kind of go forward. I think he is reviewing the work that she has put into it. And I'm sure that there is someone on her team who is capable of stepping in if they had to. But I think this is her case. And the other question that kind of comes to mind is, okay, you're going to take her off this case. So now for every case that comes up, are we going to have to vet the prosecutor that's involved, make sure that there's nothing in their background that would prevent them? That's not how this works. Right? And you don't like the decision the court comes up with, there is an appeals process. Take advantage of it. Right? But I think, I think the decision is going to come down this week with the Chariot, and I'm kind of feeling like it's going to be okay. She's going to come out of this okay. She was able to kind of make her case, and ultimately, she's the Queen of Swords. Look at the truth. What's the truth of the situation here? The truth is that, who I sleep with and who buys me lunch and who I take on holidays has got nothing to do with this evidence. So that's what I'm getting. I hope that I'm right, but I also don't know if I'm kind of injecting some of my own opinion in this.
And that's just it. I'm trying not to be like because I
Yes.
want her on it, so I'm trying not to read it like, yeah, she's going to be on. I'm biased in that regard, and which is why
Yes.
I'll give you the high and the low reading on it. To me, it's
Yeah.
still not decided. He hasn't decided yet. He really hasn't decided where he's going to fall down on this.
Yeah. One of the comments that he made during an interview was that he said he's paying close attention to how he is going to explain the decision-making progress to his grandchildren. And when I heard that, I thought, oh man, I hope you're not going to go the other way. And now you're going to have to explain the inexplicable to your grandchildren that, granddad decided that he was going to make a decision based on, whether he's a Democrat or Republican or whatever. So, yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
And hello, Libby from Meister.
In the house. I was about to go grab my keyboard here.
Yes, absolutely.
Hopefully it's in the sub hundreds over there, Libby. 38 for you, Marina.
Yes, I heard that, and that it's been a bit of a heat wave for the last few days. Oh, yeah, that would be awful. Okay. This I'm going to take this as kind of good news. Representative Ken Buck of Colorado, who's a Republican, said that he's leaving Congress at the end of the week. So that leaves his spot open. That means that we've got 218 Republicans, we've got 213 Democrats, and there are 3 vacancies. So we're getting it is going to be increasingly difficult for the Republicans to do anything without the help of the Democrats.
Yes.
So is his departure going to help out the Democrats?
Okay. Yeah, there's that tower card flying around. That tower card's telling me the departure, that was sudden. Nobody planned for that. That was a sudden announcement, and that's backed up by the newscast and the Midas Touch that I've been watching today. And the other part that they're speculating is it hoses Lauren Boebert, because what it does is that it will put an incumbent in his seat come the November election with all the advantages incumbents have in elections. And Lauren Boebert could try to run in that special election, but she'd have to resign her current seat in order to run for this next one.
Yeah.
So, okay. How is what was the question again? Ken Buck and how's this going to help the Democrats?
Yeah.
Okay. How will Ken Buck's resignation? This Fool card just came up, so we got the Tower and the Fool. Help the Democrats. What's the energy around that? Okay, so that's going to be evaluated. So we got the 7 of coins, the evaluation of the situation. I think in some ways, Ken Buck was saying that there's got to be a bunch of election reform, and he wants to be at the forefront of it. I think we can roughly translate that as I'm going to try and figure out a way to legislate MAGA out of the Republican Party. But I think he was evaluating his options and what was best for Ken Buck. How is this impacting the Democrats? The Democrats will look at it. It's certainly not going to hurt them because it's one less Republican that they have to overcome. Now, would Ken Buck have sided with Democrats? Maybe, but the Republicans haven't exactly shown a lot of willingness to be bipartisan. Cross with the Queen of Pentacles, finding practicality for things. Okay, so Buck did this for his own benefit, and the Democrats are looking at it as kind of, you know what it is? It's a gift that's been dropped in their lap. They're not going to say no. His motives may not be the purest. It's kind of like the this falls into the enemy of my enemy is my ally. You're really
Yes.
not allies, but you have a
Yeah.
common enemy, and a bunch of my viewers will say the same thing about Liz Cheney. In this case,
Yes.
yeah, Liz Cheney would also fall into the enemy of my enemy is my ally, except that I think Liz Cheney is a bit more transparent in what her agenda is. I think Ken Buck is being a little less transparent in his agenda. He's saying it's for election reform, but it's probably more than that. In the past, the Five of Pentacles. Oh, Buck mentioned that. He's feeling left out, being kicked out, like almost like he's being kicked out of the club. And he mentioned that he's like the number 3 on the House Judiciary Committee, and he never gets to ask a question because all the drama queens on there take up all the oxygen in the room. So, normal functioning of Congress would have him be in a fairly powerful position, and they're totally disrespecting him. And that's another reason why he wants to leave. He's not feeling valued. Why would I want to be part of this 5-alarm dumpster fire that is the current GOP-led Congress? Current situation, 3 of coins. Does it help the Democrats? Yeah, it helps the Democrats. There's going to be some backroom dealing here. But again, I think this is him more getting ready to try and do legislation to help the Republican Party. It causes a lot of backroom negotiations to have to occur. And this is also, again, a way to shut Lauren Boebert and the MAGA faction, the Freedom Caucus, out of that seat. Because, again, you're going to put, this guy's going to step down anyways, but now he's stepping down early. You can now put a Republican incumbent in there, and incumbents do have
they do much
advantages.
better.
Overarching energy. This is a giant FU moment. King of Swords. Yeah, he doesn't care. This is the F your feelings card. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Did this hurt? Did this? Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what? Too bad. The lesson to be learned is the Sun card. The truth being exposed. He understands. He understands that MAGA is bad for the United States, and that, again, Congress right now is a 5-alarm dumpster fire. And you know what? Screw it. I'm not going to help perpetuate this. I'm going to take what I can get right now. And if that's a gift to the Democrats, that's a gift to the Democrats.
Yep.
His kind of vision is that I want to rebuild the Republican Party so I can go right back to that district, get my job back, and go back to peddling Stone Age social issues and make a bunch of money while doing it.
Yeah.
Outcome is the Hierophant. He absolutely did this as a way to solidify conservatives being in that seat and to box out the Freedom Caucus. Does this help the Democrats? Yes. The Sun card's indicating yes, because it makes things a bit easier for them. And it's probably, again, going to help feed into the re-election. Again, Buck wasn't running for re-election. Probably if he was, he would have been elected in there. But it's trying to move things back a little bit closer to the center.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, I have him starting out as the hangman.
The willing sacrifice. Oh,
yeah,
no.
yeah. I'll take one for the team. I'll do what needs to be done, and I'm going to say all the right things. I'm going to tell you that this has to do with all the dysfunction that's happening in the party and whatnot. Well, thanks for the heads up tips. It's like, because we didn't know that was going on the inside. He realizes that the judgment is coming. He realizes that people are paying attention, and they're going to be looking for answers. They're going to be holding people accountable, and they're going to want a little more than just kind of trust me on this one, right? People are going to be looking for justice.
Yeah.
And they're kind of their eyes have been opened where they're looking for where that thief in the camp is. Who's the one who's trying to steal things out from under us? right? So this was, excuse me, this was his decision to, quickly get out of the way so that they can hold on to as much of what they have. He's not about to, jump sides and go over to the Democrats and do what they're doing. But what he has done, like you said, it's they weren't playing nice with him. They did not invite him to all the parties, and he kind of got his feelings hurt, and he said, "Well, fine then. I'm not playing with you, and I'm going to take my money. I'm going to take my support, and I'm going to take that somewhere else. And you're going to have to look at the truth of things." I end with the Ace of Swords. This is, yes, it is. It does work out for the Democrats. They can certainly take advantage of that. I think that in some ways he overplayed the hand. He either did this a little too early or a little too late, but I think his timing was off. So that kind of tells me there was something going on in the background that he was promised and it didn't go his way. And that's why he's doing the exit right now. Like, I'm not going to give you any option. I'm out of here.
Right.
So yeah, I think that it does benefit the Democrats as long as they know what to do with it. So let's hope that they do.
Yeah, and I also think this is also one of those things where some members of the GOP are abandoning ship now because they want to get on board with a Phoenix version of the GOP.
Yes.
He probably sees what's coming down the pike, and he doesn't want to be part of that. Because you're right. People are going to want justice, and they're going to vote out incumbents.
Yes.
They're going to vote out the incumbents because, they're part of one of the most dysfunctional houses ever, and he doesn't want to be associated with that. Counting on people's short memories.
Yeah. And he has, that was one of the things that he said when he announced that he was leaving, was that, he's never seen so much dysfunction, and that some people have, have said that this is the most awful whatever that they've had in the last 40, 50 years, and that he can, he's leaving because he's going to be looking at other options in other ways that he can change the system. So, he could try to come out as kind of a, independent, could be joining one of the offshoots and whatnot, just to take votes away from from the flawed GOP, and they are flawed. They really are flawed. Yeah, sorry if this is news to you folks. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to deliver it that way.
Yeah. Now she's going to tell you the awful truth about Santa and the Easter Bunny.
Not until later. All righty. So, both Biden and Trump are kind of chatting with the Teamsters Union and trying to get the Teamsters Union on board. One of the big sticking points for the Teamsters is the Social Security and the I think it was the Medicaid or something, but Social Security is the big thing. They want to make sure that they're and they've said, we want to ensure that what our members have been contributing to is going to be there for him. Now, Biden has made it very clear that he's not touching Social Security. Trump has said in the past, well, we have to look at everything and it's an entitlement and so on. But now he has come out and said, oh, no, I would never touch Social Security. Bullshit. So Which
Oh, those
way?
allergies are really bad up north.
I know. I know. Apologies. Yeah. Um, the the news article also kind of hinted that maybe the Teamsters aren't going to support Biden, which to me is like, oh, please, cut off your nose to spite your face. Like, because you know that the 45, oh man, yeah, he's a man of his word. You can trust what he says. Yeah. Yes, Libby.
Don't know what you're talking about. It's allergies.
Yeah.
Darn ragweed this time of year.
Yeah, it's awful. Yeah. So yeah, what's the energy around the Teamsters? Are they going to go are they going to go and support Biden, who has been telling them the truth all along, or are they going to believe the con man?
Let's see. Teamsters they're waiting for the offer that they can't refuse. It's kind of funny because I've been listening to I don't know. It came up on TikTok. Michael Frazee, who was an Italian capo in New York, and he was talking with the Hell's Angels leader, and they were talking about Biden and Trump, and it was a little bit frustrating because they view the federal government as being corrupt, and they think that Trump is being given a shakedown and a raw deal, and that Biden's got all these shell companies and stuff like that. But it's like, dude, but you're assuming everything you're hearing is true. The minute you understand that they're making stuff up, it would shift things. But basically, he was talking about the Teamsters are like the perfect thing for the mob because it's you got power, you got money, you got organization. Everybody has to go through it, and you just have to deal with the mob and the Teamsters and such when you're doing any type of construction project. So, them to the Godfather reference, make them an offer you can't refuse. Right now, the Teamsters are looking to see who's going to give them the best offer. Plain and simple, it's just business. Yeah. Now, I would say as a default, the Democrats are better than the Republicans for that because the Democrats are typically pro-union and the Republicans are union busters. So the Democrats are going to win all ties. The Republicans are going to have to come up with better offers. And maybe the Teamsters are just waiting for a better offer from Biden in order to get the endorsement that they need. But they're going to give their endorsement. They're just taking their time before they do it. They could give it, basically, they could give their endorsement to Biden now, and that would be fine. But hey, maybe Biden can throw in a free color TV set with their endorsement before they give the endorsement. They're really close with Biden. It's saying the Teamsters has integrity. We'll leave that to the side. It's illusion. It's considering all the offers. They're not going to say no to Trump because why would you do that? Biden's going to give you a better offer if he knows that you're considering Trump. Now, for you to go with Trump, Trump's going to have to give you an amazing offer and somehow come through with it. And that's where this part is. They know they can't trust Trump.
Yeah.
So, go ahead. Okay, give us your best offer. Close bid. However you want to, like a blind auction. Let's see what we've got going on here. They'll go forward. They're ready. They know who they want to support. They're getting ready to make their announcement on it. Yeah. But hey, come on, man. What's in it for us? What guarantees can you give to us to help our organization, help our you talk about Social Security here and stuff like that, helping the Teamsters, the retired Teamsters, the current Teamsters, and the children of the Teamsters. What are you going to do to help these families along, help the Teamsters stay in power and continue their legacy? Yeah, absolutely. Four of Wands is the thing. They'll get what they want. They will get what they want from Biden, whatever that is. He will offer them enough, and they'll be like, of course we're going to join you. There was never any doubt in my mind. This is literally, it's like negotiating a car and you're down to the last $250 difference between The
Yes.
asking price and the selling price. Literally, you're one color TV set away from
Yes.
I would say a microwave, but there you go. Just toss
Yes.
in the microwave.
You know what? I think when I look at the cards that I have here in front of me, yeah, absolutely. I think that yes, they're going to go with the Democrats, and a lot of that has to do with their female members who are going to be pushing and saying no, 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 no. Biden is the guy, right? This is where we want to go. So they know the truth. I see the Ace of Swords. They know exactly what they're going to get with Biden, and they know exactly what they're going to get with Trump. So yeah, this isn't really much of a discussion as much as it's kind of, well, show me what you got, right? And I'll consider it. I'll take it under advisement and all that. When you're right, they've already made up their mind. And that I have that crossed by the world, and yeah, the world is watching, and this is going to be it's expected, but it's still going to feel like a surprise. Now, here's where I want to point out: the world is female, right? See her there? I get the Queen of Pentacles. Whoops. I get the Queen of Swords, and the final outcome, I get the Queen of Cups. This to me tells me, yeah, the ladies are going to start speaking, and they're going to absolutely demand that things go the way that they want. And I think what they're going to be asking for Biden is not only to make sure that their Social Security and whatnot isn't touched, but they're going to be looking for more laws that are going to enshrine some female rights.
Okay.
Yeah, I think once they get that, yeah, they'll come out with it. And yeah, I really do think that the ladies are playing a key part in this. They know that they can't trust anything that Trump tells them, right? He's not only does he always stretch the truth, but he's never met a lie he didn't like.
I know, right? I
You
tell the
know?
truth, I'll do.
Well, exactly. Yeah, and it's I remember years ago hearing, so and so has such a profound respect for the truth that they defer to it rarely, if ever. I thought that was perfect.
Somebody trying to assassinate the brain there, huh?
Yes, yeah, that's right. Assassination to my brain. Okay. Also, speaking of, since we're talking about Biden, he just announced $300 million package for Ukraine. He says it's not nearly enough, and he's absolutely right. It's not. There's a lot of people in Congress, especially the GOP, that don't want to fund a war in Europe, because it's not happening in your backyard. They don't realize that if Ukraine falls, other countries around Ukraine are next.
Yep.
And before you know it, you will be involved. The US will have no choice but to be involved in a war. The decision to make now is, do you want to have a war on your terms, or do you want Russia to dictate the terms of war? Right? So is Biden going to be able to secure more money, and the money that Ukraine really needs? And maybe the follow-up question to that can be, will other European countries cough up more, whether it's money, whether it's weapons, whatever it is, to help Ukraine out?
Yeah, and it looks like a lot of European countries have been stepping up because my news feeds keep showing different agreements from different countries on
Yes.
that. And you said 300 million because it wasn't the bill supposed to be like an $80 billion bill, and Ukraine was probably going to get like half of that or more. And now
There,
they're talking.
yeah, I think that unless this is old news, and what I read, and this was on CNN, was that Biden announces 300 million package for Ukraine, says it's not nearly enough.
Yeah,
Um,
that would be 0.3 billion instead of like 40 billion. It's like a
yeah,
hundredth of what he's looking to give. Let's see what the energy is looking like here.
yeah,
Come on down, folks. Okay, financing of Ukraine. What's going on? King of Pentacles. All right. So what do we got? This is Trump controlling Mike Johnson, controlling this bill getting to the floor. So this actually could be Mike Johnson because he's the one that's holding up the current spending bills, and it actually looks like they're going to get the budgets through, which is amazing in itself. And this is one of the
yeah.
things that they've wanted. Interesting though, but we've got a Seven of Wands card here, fighting from a position of strength, winning the ties. Now, is that Johnson doing that?
Mm,
Or that, you know what, that's the challenge that he's facing is that he controls the House. So he's got the advantage on it. But the thing is, there's a lot of momentum with bipartisanship on this one. Now, the Senate's on board with this. The House Democrats are on board with this, and dude's got a five person majority, or if even that.
mm,
Underneath it all, it's the Nine of Coins, the funding that you're going to be providing to Ukraine and the other countries. And you really do they need that funding. You'd much rather have Ukrainians die trying to stop Russia from taking over Eastern Europe than have Americans and NATO troops doing it. I mean,
yes,
not to be just morose about it, but and the other thing is, if Russia manages to take over Ukraine, now holding it's going to be another thing
yes,
altogether because it's going to be all sorts of guerrilla warfare. But what it does is it allows Russia to pause and rebuild up their military, and I assure you they will be cracking down on the corruption this time, so that the next time they invade countries, the tires aren't rotting on their vehicles and the MREs aren't expired, and the assault rifles that they're using aren't rusting. They'll actually conjure themselves up as a functional fighting force, which is one of the reasons why Ukraine is able to hold them off as
yes,
much. So you want to end this now. You don't want to give them a victory and a chance to rebuild up. We're talking about funding here. In the past, Page of Cups, it's messaging, just this weird messaging that and I think the Democrats are terrible at messaging.
yes,
Everybody, it's like, oh, it's just a handout. They act like they're dropping bags of cash and gold coins and such
mhm,
in Ukraine. That's not what they're doing. They're providing material which goes to Ukraine, and then the US military reorders it and restockpiles it. This is like getting rid of the milk that's a couple of days away from the expiration date and giving it to Ukraine so they can use it before it
yeah,
expires. And then we get fresh milk to replace it.
exactly.
This saves us money in the long run. But funding, weird way of looking at things. I think this is just the GOP and the QAnon stuff. The public, though, there's judgment coming here. The public wants this. A lot of people want this. Oh my God! I mean, look at these colors.
Uh huh.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
There's an art to tarot reading, and sometimes it's getting out of your own way and looking at the
Yes.
simple things here. Ukrainian colors here. Ukrainian colors here. Ukrainian colors here. There's a judgment coming, and people want this funding done. Yeah, I think there's the Republican, the Biden administration is going to make a really strong case for this. They might have to protect Mike Johnson to get this funding through.
Mhm.
The lesson to be learned is the confusion, the mystery, the secrets, the stuff going on behind the scenes that we're not seeing. It's funny in a way. I wonder if the Democrats are going to go the same way that they went with Johnson the last time they negotiated the cap on the budget, which is to compliment the guy, just like
Yeah.
China and Russia does with Trump. You feed his ego. Oh my
Yeah.
God, you're the toughest negotiator ever. Sir, nobody's ever negotiated the Ukraine funding as much as you've done it.
Yes.
Because Johnson and Trump aren't very different. Outcome 3 of coins. They're going to get something done in the background, whether it's that 300 million or maybe that if Ukraine is supposed to get 40, maybe they'll get 30 billion. They're going to get this done. They will get this done. Ukraine needs it. It's in John Bolton and I don't agree on much.
Yeah.
But John Bolton agrees with me on this one. It's in the U.S.'s best interest to fund Ukraine and have them fighting and destroying Russian equipment. It is absolutely in the U.S.'s best interest. It
Yeah.
weakens Russia on the national stage and allows for U.S. foreign policy to have more influence in the world stage. Over to you.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. I start off with the 4 of Pentacles, where they're the Republicans really want to hang on to what they have. They don't want to share with anyone, not because they really don't agree with it, but because at the end of the day, when they try to get in there and divvy up the coins, there won't be quite that many if we're if giving something to the Ukraine. I think, and I have that crossed with the 3 of Cups. I think that there is, like you said, they're going to make a deal with Johnson, and that they're going to. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that every time somebody leaves Congress, that the Democrats get stronger and stronger, and that his days as leader get less and less and less. So this is an opportunity for Biden to and the team to come in and say, okay, you know what? Here, just between us boys, right?
Yeah.
Just the 2 of us. Here's what we'll do. We're going to put this in, and you're going to pass this, and we're going to help you pass this. And if anyone here tries to, trash talk you, we got your back. We got you. I think, you're absolutely right that this is an appeal to his ego, and it just keeps him in the position a little longer. He thinks that he's winning by doing that. They're basically using him. So that's it. I think ultimately, the star card, yes, Ukraine will get the funding, because one of the big fears with most people in the U.S. is they don't want troops on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, okay then. You don't want it. It's either or. What do you want? You either want to send the money or you want to send them the troops. What are you going to do? So I think that there's people want things to work out well. They want temperance. They don't want Russia to come in there and steal the Ukraine, which is basically what they would be doing, returning it back to the old, mother Russia and all that. No. I think that they will ultimately they'll go in with it, and they'll come up with something. Now, I just hope that it isn't, a day short or a day late and $1 short.
Right.
So, alrighty. I'm kind of trying to keep an eye on the chat at the same time. So let's do one more, and we're at 59 minutes, and then we can let these good people go on their
way.
Yeah. It's like, like we used to say. Oh no, never mind, never mind. That
Make it a
was
good one so Libby's late getting back from her lunch break.
yeah. Okay, so just let's maybe end on something that isn't quite that bad. Okay, is poor old Princess Catherine and the edited photo.
Oh God.
Now, first of all, what is it? Is it really our business to know what kind of surgery she had? Is it really our business to know why she's keeping a low profile?
Nope. Nope.
Sorry?
Nope and nope.
Yeah. It's kind of like, if any of us were gone from work for a few days, and then we came back and the receptionist said, "Oh, hey, John's in the building. How did that hemorrhoid surgery go, John? Everyone wants to know." So there are some things, that really, what is that knowledge going to bring to me? Nothing. So she edited a photo, whether it was her, whether it was somebody else.
Well, there's even a speculation I was hearing today that it might have been an AI generated photo.
Could have been.
And then it's kind of like the holy crap, why are you even trying to pawn this stuff off on, if it's one thing if she took the photo and it's manipulated a little bit, yeah, okay. But if it's AI generated, it's like, why did you feel the need to do that? I mean, because it's kind of like, again, nature abhors a vacuum. That was my repeated message last night when I did this reading on Tarot of the Seven Seas. And the more information they don't give, the more people are going to fill it with conspiracy theories, lies, assumptions, innuendos, whatever.
Yeah.
Because they're curious, and it doesn't cost them much just to say, her recovery has been going a lot more slowly than expected.
Exactly.
But they might also say, none of your damn business.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like worrying about who Fonnie Willis was intimate with. Right. Yeah, I don't care. Honestly, I really, really don't care. Leave the woman alone. Yeah. Now, Rose Blue, I think, you might have kind of hit on a little something, is that when I was out, it was she's having a baby or she's sick and we'll be back as soon as possible. Now, I can tell you what my own personal feeling is. Not that it matters, and it just all the more that she deserves to be able to have time to do what is good for her. So, whatever this was, she needed time away from whether William, whether the firm, whatever that was. She knows, obviously, what's going on in her life. And why can't we just give her that? Why can't we just give her that time? It's nobody's business. So just quickly, is she going to be coming out the end of March, which is what they predicted, and right. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
let's see. We'll should be out at the end of March, so we'll be seeing her in trouble.
We do. Yeah.
Okay, so we have agreements. Oh, right, because this is the color guard thing that's coming at the end of March, right? The thing that
yes.
Yeah. It's not the
Yeah.
Mother's Day thing. Because Mother's Day is not going to be until May. This is the color guard thing. This is the thing they usually do. Now, when I've read on this in the past, I did not see her coming out in March in that the surgery that she did have, it wasn't an urgent, life-threatening surgery, but it was something she wanted to do to get. It was a surgery she was going to have eventually, and she wanted to do it now to get ahead of it because why suffer when you could just nip this thing now and deal
Yes.
with it. Two of Cups, agreements, things that are coming up. This is just going to be a four-carder. Here's
Yeah.
Kate. She's the Princess of Wales. Has all the wonderful trappings of that. Oh God, but she's trapped. And this card I think came up a number of times. She's trapped. On the one hand, she's got this agreement. She's the Princess of Wales, soon to be the Queen.
Yeah.
Assuming there's no marital problems here. And she feels like she has to do this, but she's not ready for it. And this is what was coming up the last time. She either doesn't want to do it or she's not ready for it. And it's probably both. She doesn't want to do it. She's not ready for it. She's the queen, so it's expected of her. And this card had come up yesterday. This is the slow recovery from her illness, and she needs to be taking care of her health.
Yeah.
I really do think she's not going. I don't think she's going to do it. Or you know what it might be? If she's feeling good enough that day and she's looking princessly. Is that a
Yeah.
word? That there were comments about her. She'll do it if she's looking okay and she can go out there and look like she's healthy, and it feeds the narrative that look how healthy and vibrant she looks, then she'll do it. But if she is not looking healthy, no, they understand the value of images and impressions, and this could be, there's other photo opportunities coming up, maybe not even AI generated.
Yes.
To me, again, it's going to be one of those decisions that they make closer to it. Right now, I'm sticking with my original reading, which is no, you're not going to see her on it because she's just not recovering quickly from this surgery. It's just taking a lot longer than they ever expected. And yeah. Okay, over to you.
Yeah. I think that yes, ultimately, she will sort of reveal with the Sun card. She will reveal what was going on and whatnot. For now, she's kind of put her foot down. This is the Nine of Wands. Yeah, she's put her foot down and she's saying, "Okay, no, there are certain. I have done an awful lot for this firm, and I need this. Whether you like it or not, I don't really care what you tell other people. Whether you tell them that, yeah, my surgery kind of went a little awry, I really don't care." And Jamie Johnson, yeah, that was my feeling on it was that given she's 42 years old, and what the hell do I know? I just read cards on YouTube. That there was another pregnancy and there was something wrong with the fetus, and they had to make a very, very difficult decision. So while it is true that it was in the abdominal area, emotionally it takes more than just a month or two. That's not something that you just get over, particularly when there's what's the word that I'm looking for, when your hormones are all over the place. It does take a while to recover from that. So, physically, she may be doing not too bad, but emotionally, this is something that can literally make you fall apart at unpredictable times.
Was she pregnant during this? Am I just completely and utterly out to lunch?
it was never ever announced that she was pregnant. That was my feeling,
Okay.
was that that yeah, she was pregnant, and there was they hadn't announced a pregnancy yet, and that there was something wrong with the fetus that was more than likely discovered as she was, like I said, she's 42 years old. She's otherwise basically healthy, but when at a certain age they start doing the amnio testing and everything else, and that's when they realized that there was something um, possibly not right with the fetus, and that's where the difficult decisions came in.
Okay.
Um,
And it was
so
Celtic Seer had thrown this one out there, and because as you were going about the pregnancy, it's like, wow, I was wondering if it was an ectopic pregnancy, because that's a great way to die,
yes,
mom and baby.
yes,
So
yeah, exactly. So it could be that it could be that it was something that excuse me, that they had to do. In any case, if it was, it just makes me more committed in my feeling that it's none of my business, right? That is either way, whether it was a conscious decision or whether it was something like an ectopic pregnancy. It's very emotional for a woman to go through that, and you don't always know what's going to set you off. It could be the sight of um, you know of a toddler. It could be a song that comes on the radio. It could be looking at one of your other children. It could be anything, and it takes a long time for the hormones to balance themselves out. So that's where I could see that it would take more than a month or two. So that's my thing for what it's worth. And like I said, what the hell do I know, right? So anyway, bottom line is leave her alone, okay? Just leave her alone. It's none of your business. So
the reading I did yesterday on Terror of the Seven Seas, I was focusing on health, and when I caught that Linda G and Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot had
yes,
a podcast where they were interviewing Linda about her book, and they were talking about William and Kate and maybe having marital problems and such. And I actually ended up listening to my reading again, because it's like, did I cover that? And
yeah,
I could look at all the pentacles, which is usually about health, and I could look at that as also what's the status of their relationship. It had the King of Wands in the past, a King of Coins in the past. So the King now, Charles, and now William's the King. The current situation was the Knight of Pentacles, and underneath was the Page of Pentacles. So it's like, oh my God, there's almost like a diminishment of this person. So if I was going to go into the relationship, it would be almost be like her getting sick is paralleling what's going on in her relationship with William.
yes,
It would not surprise me if there is not marital bliss going on right now between the two of them, because the cards that I was seeing when I started looking at as
yeah,
is this marriage in trouble, they would not be happy cards. Between the coins and the action cards coming out, it literally was like she's falling out of love with him, and she's trapped because she's the princess. And what does she do? It's like, good
yeah,
God, how do I get out of this? And her getting sick and having surgery, and there's complications, perhaps it's taking longer. This is just kind of like a
yes,
medical manifestation of what she's going through relationship wise. I don't think everything is all happy sunshine and rainbows with their marriage, and I hope that how it ever works out, it works out for the best for the both of them and the kids.
exactly, exactly, absolutely. That is, yeah. I do my best to try to send them all lots of light and love and all that good stuff. That when you think about it, would any of us want to live in that kind of a fishbowl?
Yeah. Oh God. It's a gilded cage. It's absolutely a gilded cage.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
understand. I understand. I totally get why Harry walked away from it.
Yes.
Totally get
Yeah.
it, man.
Yeah. It absolutely makes sense. Yeah. And you're right, Libby. Yeah, they're both having, deep soul resentment. Yes,
Assessment.
because they've done this before. They've traveled this road before. And they're being put in positions that they thought were going to be years down the road, not now. And it does have an effect on their life. And I don't envy them what they're going through, but I do support whatever they need. I'm sure that it's not, neither one of them is taking any joy in what's going on. So I hope
I
they
often, I often wonder if they feel like, trained monkeys or something like that, because it's like they're always on display. They have to be on. And if the trained monkey's not dancing or doing something, people are pounding on the cage. Hey, is that monkey dead? Come on. I'm here to see you dance for me. Okay, it's dancing. Now I can relax again. And that's a horrible analogy. I don't have a better one, sadly. But it's like,
but it's
I can
true.
imagine it feels that way.
It's true. You always must, no matter how you're feeling, you must always present as being happy, as being, I'm so glad you're here, as I want to engage with anyone. Well, what if you're having one of those, hey y'all, you can just step off and die.
Yeah.
But you have to smile and do all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's difficult, and I hope that they survive. I enjoy them as a couple, but they each have to follow their own path that's ultimately going to make them happy.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Yes, so that is yeah, that is Taco Tuesdays for this Tuesday. There. David, thank you. As always, you know how much I enjoy these.
Mwah.
Yeah, and I look forward to them. And it's just, yeah, for those of you, if you have not caught David's videos that he puts out every day on, Tarot by the Bay, as well as Tarot at the Seven Seas. Put your hat on. There you go.
Put your hat on if you're going to pimp the channels.
Yes. Yeah.
I've got it hidden in the closet in the store. I have to go run and go get it. Wait, you're not done yet. I'm going to wear it.
That's right. Yeah. So make sure that you check it out because they are always insightful, always informative, and absolutely a lot of fun. And just listen for his giggle because it makes you want to giggle too.
Let's see if I can get the hat over to you. Oh, my arm's not long enough.
But in the meantime, thank you everyone for joining us. I'm so glad that you decided to spend a little bit of time with us. I appreciate it very, very much. And for those of you that came in a little late, thank you. I saw you coming in, Michelle. Hello. Just didn't have a chance to acknowledge it out loud. And anyway, 2 weeks from now, we will be back on the 26th. And hopefully we'll have one of the things we can talk about is whether or not Trump's trial started on the 25th.
I think I think is a good chance that they're going to just go right ahead. Did the judge blast away his stupid immunity? Oh, you can't start. I've got an immunity claim going through. You weren't president when this happened. Get your butt in court.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's going to go anywhere. But hey, listen, they're going to try everything. They're going to throw everything up against the wall and hope that anything sticks.
This is going to be, and again, for folks, this is not the sexiest case as far as that goes. It's election interference, hush money payments. But Stormy Daniels is going to be talking about Donald Trump's ding-a-ling. His misshapen mushroom, as one TikToker referred to it.
Yes.
And the amount of humiliation that is going to come out in this trial about him, because he's basically saying I don't know this woman. I've never seen her before in my life. Oh, really? Could you describe?
Yes,
Describe your. No, you put Fonnie Willis through this with her boyfriend. Oh, honey, you just got a porn star up there.
exactly. Exactly.
Oh, the humiliation is going to be amazing because I don't suspect Donald's quite the manly man. He's no Hunter Biden.
No, no, he definitely is not. And yeah, I can't remember if it was Stormy or whether it was somebody else who, when they were talking about Trump, they made a comment and they did one of these.
Oh no, I know what that means.
I thought, ooh, how to crush a man, how to just,
Yes,
you don't have to physically hurt him. Just do one of these, right?
exactly. This is drive by. Oh God.
Totally. Thank you, Libby, for being here. Thank you for for joining us, and everybody else. Again, thank you very, very much. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Look into the membership and all the good stuff. And we will see you 2 weeks from today, when hopefully we'll have lots more to talk about. All right. Take care, all. Love you all. Bye.